Nebraska got back to work here on Tuesday as they continue preparations to head to Wisconsin for a 6:30 game Saturday night in Madison. And really the story this week has been the shakeups we've seen, and these are depth chart shakeups really we haven't seen at Nebraska in a long time.
The message to a guy like that or like anybody in our team is practice better than everybody else and you're the starter, period. I don't have 11 starters. I don't care who starts. Practice better than everybody else, you're the starter. You don't practice as good as everybody else, you're not the starter. You need to earn the team's trust back, not mine. Not mine. It needs to earn the team's trust back.
You know, I think they've reacted really well, honestly. Kind of just gives you new energy, you know. You got to go out there and compete, and these guys are competitors, so that's what they do. They've handled it well, and proud of the guys and how they've reacted to it.
Yeah, they're telling them that Scott Frost's not playing. You're not playing. You're gonna be on your stuff, or you just gonna be a poison apple to the team.
And one of the more notable depth chart moves this week that has been made was Lamar Jackson, who was a starting corner, was benched in favor of Eric Lee.
Hey man, when adversity hits, you gotta do one or two things. That way you're gonna stay on the ground and go fight. One or two. What's he doing? Right now he's not fighting.
Just staying level-headed, not just being a 2 or whatever they place you, just not letting that just get to you. Just come to practice every day and just work at it, because eventually things will work in your favor.
Yeah, I mean, he went in there. He went in there. He did a great job. I don't think you saw a drop off at all. I think he played well. He tackled well. He gave up a couple balls, but that's what's going to happen when you're playing a spread team and you're going as a second string corner. They're going to go after you a little bit. So he did a good job.
And meanwhile, on the offense, a guy that made maybe the biggest move this past week was wide receiver Kade Warner.
I'll make the depth chart. It's my job is to go out there and work every day. Try to do the best I can. And we've all been working out there. All the wide receivers have been working hard and trying to earn their spot. So it's a really good environment we got out there and a really good group of guys. So it's fun.
And Warner didn't even get an idea until about Thursday, even maybe Friday, that he was going to have such a big role in the game, and it gave his NFL Hall of Fame father very little time to get to Lincoln.
So last week started out same as normal, and then some guys got banged up, and we moved to R, so I kind of had to move outside a little bit, and I made some plays, and he liked me, and I was told probably Thursday, Friday, kind of I got the nod that I was going to either start or play a good amount, and so I told my parents, and that's what happened.
Your dad's pretty busy on Sundays. Was it a scramble for him to get to Lincoln and kind of get things figured out on short notice?
Yeah, it definitely was, especially because I said like Thursday, Fridays when I knew, so I kind of texted him like, hey, I'm going to play this week a little bit. And then so my mom and dad said they had to come, and they were able to get a ticket late and get a hotel room late, and they were able to be here for us, so it was awesome.
And another receiver that's gotten more playing time here for Nebraska the last week or two has been Jaron Woodyard.
It definitely felt great, being thrown in rotation and just getting in with the guys and just being out there, just working hard in practice and getting a chance to get on the field.
And even though the Huskers are a big underdog this week at Wisconsin, the players still see this as a great opportunity.
It's going to be a tough one, It's similar to Michigan, big line, good backs, and then they throw some shots too, So we're kind of fortunate in the fact that we've seen a little bit like that, They definitely have their differences, but it's gonna be a big challenge for us, and I think we're ready to step up.
And maybe the biggest challenge now Nebraska will face this weekend at Wisconsin is slowing down Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor. The sophomore currently leads the country in yards per game.
The biggest thing, number one, very solid. I think the biggest thing is his toughness. He really gets downhill. He runs hard, north-south. He's a one-cut type guy and has great balance. I think that's what stood out to me is he's a tough runner, never gets negative plays, and doesn't make mistakes running the ball too. Sometimes guys make the wrong cut. He always seems to make the right cut.
It was a little bit different last year because they had a lot of good backs, and they always have good backs. So it's kind of like, well, I'm sure he's good, they always have him. But after playing against him, you definitely get a different taste of it, And like I said, he's a great back man. They got some other guys too who can run the ball well, but he's a stud for sure.
In injury news, defensive back Cam Taylor practiced on Tuesday, as did wide receiver J.D. Spielman, who took a pretty good shot in last week's game. With the Huskers in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.